Welcome back to Mindset English. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of your dream life. You can see it clearly: success, happiness, confidence, freedom. But something invisible is holding you back. You stretch your hand to reach it, but it's just out of grasp. What is it? It's not your intelligence. It's not your background. It's not your resources. It's your thinking. That's right, your thoughts are either building the bridge to your dreams or constructing the walls that block them. Today, we dive into one of the most powerful books ever written, The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. This book isn't just a guide, it's a blueprint, a life-altering manual on how to transform the way you think, act, and ultimately live. And here's the truth. The size of your thinking determines the size of your life. If you think small, you live small. But if you think big, truly big, you will rise to heights you never imagined. David J. Schwartz wasn't born into wealth or brilliance. He was an ordinary man who chose to believe in extraordinary possibilities. He discovered that the real secret to success lies not in talent or luck, but in mindset. He said, "The size of your success is determined by the size of your thinking." That one idea, if you understand it deeply, can change everything for you. Think about your life right now: your job, your relationships, your self-worth, your goals. What if the only reason they're not where you want them to be is because your thinking hasn't expanded yet? That's what this book teaches: how to break the limits inside your own mind so the limits outside you disappear. But this isn't about fantasies or daydreams. This is about practical, powerful strategies that help you overcome fear, erase self-doubt, and move with bold confidence. If you take these lessons seriously and apply them, you'll see massive change in your career, your confidence, your relationships, and yes, even your bank account. Let's start with the core. Everything begins with belief. The first and most important truth Schwartz shares is this: believe you can succeed, and you will. If you believe you're capable, you'll act in ways that create success. If you believe you'll fail, you won't even try. This is not just motivation, this is reality. Every great achievement started with belief. Look at the lives of extraordinary people: Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs. What do they all have in common? They believed. Even when no one else did, they believed. David Schwartz calls belief the thermostat of your life. Like a thermostat controls the temperature in a room, your belief controls the level of your success. If you set your belief low, your actions stay small. Set it high, and suddenly you find ways to do more, be more, and achieve more. Henry Ford is a perfect example. When he wanted to build the first V8 engine, every engineer told him it couldn't be done. But Ford didn't care what they said. He believed. And he told his team, "Keep working until you find a way," and they did. That's the power of belief. So, how do you grow your belief? Start by changing the way you talk to yourself. Stop saying, "I can't." Start saying, "I will." Surround yourself with people who believe in possibilities, not people who shrink from them. And act with courage even before you feel ready. Act as if you already believe in yourself. Your mind will catch up. But belief alone isn't enough. There's a disease that destroys dreams, and it's everywhere. Schwartz calls it excusitis, the habit of making excuses. It's the number one enemy of success. People blame their age, their health, their intelligence, or their luck. But none of those are real reasons, they're just excuses dressed up as logic. Look at Nick Vujicic, born without arms or legs. Think about that for a moment. No hands to write, no feet to walk, no way to do the simplest things we take for granted. But Nick didn't say, "I can't." He said, "How can I?" He learned to type with 2 toes. He learned to swim. He became a global speaker. He built a life that most people with full limbs never even imagined. Because he cured himself of excusitis, and you can too. Stop focusing on what you don't have and start focusing on what you do have. Instead of saying, "I'm not experienced," say, "I will gain experience." Instead of blaming your past or your family, take responsibility. Remember, your future is not defined by your circumstances. It's defined by your decisions. The next enemy of greatness is fear. Fear paralyzes. It makes you hesitate, avoid, delay. But here's the truth. Action cures fear. Fear grows in silence and stillness. But when you move, when you speak, when you try, when you act, it shrinks. Don't wait until you feel confident. Confidence comes from doing. Speak up, even if your voice shakes. Start that project, even if you're unsure. Take one small step, then another, and before you know it, fear becomes a whisper, and courage becomes your new language. If you want to live big, you have to think like a leader. Leadership is not about a title or a position, it's about mindset. Leaders take responsibility. They don't say, "This isn't my problem." They say, "How can I solve this?" They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They speak with clarity. They move with confidence. Start owning your life. Don't wait for someone to lead you, lead yourself. The moment you think like a leader, you step into a bigger life. But none of this matters if you don't act. That's the next principle, take action. Dreams mean nothing without action. How many people talk about starting a business, writing a book, getting in shape, learning English, and never start? They wait for the perfect time, but there is no perfect time. The best time is now. Even if it's messy, even if it's not perfect, start anyway. Start small. Progress comes from motion, and progress creates momentum. Think of 2 people who both want to start a YouTube channel. One waits, plans, prepares, and never begins. The other uploads a simple video even if it's not perfect. After 1 year, guess who has grown? The one who started. Action beats perfection every time. And here's something you might not expect. Your success is also shaped by who you spend time with. You become like the people around you. If you hang out with complainers, you'll complain. If you surround yourself with ambitious, positive, driven people, you'll absorb their energy, their thinking, and their habits. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Protect your mind like it's a treasure, because it is. Imagine 2 students. One is surrounded by hardworking, focused friends who push her to study. The other is surrounded by people who waste time and mock success. After a few years, their lives are completely different, not because of intelligence, but because of influence. If your circle isn't helping you grow, change your circle. Seek out mentors, join communities, and spend more time with people who inspire you. You don't need to cut people off, but you do need to protect your growth. And as you take these ideas into your heart, ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to build? What kind of person do you want to become? Your answers are not in the stars. They're not in your past. They're not in luck. They're in the way you think. When you choose to think big, everything else expands: your confidence, your income, your happiness, your impact. And this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll uncover even deeper lessons from the magic of thinking big, strategies to boost you. If you want to change your life, change your environment, join groups, online communities, or workplaces where people are ambitious, positive, and focused on growth. And if you don't have access to those people in real life, don't use that as an excuse. Create your own environment. Read books, watch inspiring videos, learn from the world's greatest thinkers. Surround yourself mentally and emotionally with winners, and you will start thinking, acting, and becoming like one of them. You don't need to be born in the right environment. You can build it, one choice at a time. That brings us to another core principle that separates successful people from the rest: self-discipline. Motivation is a spark. It can get you started, but it fades. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning even on the darkest, coldest days. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they can't stay consistent. They wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Discipline, however, is your superpower. Think of the Olympic athlete. They wake up at a.m., eat clean, train daily, and sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term greatness. Now think of the average person waking up late, skipping workouts, eating whatever's convenient, binge-watching shows for hours. The difference isn't talent or time, it's self-discipline. Both have 24 hours. One uses them wisely, the other wastes them. Start small. Don't try to change everything overnight. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Read just 5 pages a day. Move your body for 10 minutes. These micro wins build your discipline. Muscle. Set non-negotiable rules for yourself. I will write for 30 minutes every day. I will exercise, no matter what. These aren't goals, they're commitments. And most importantly, remove temptation. Want to focus? Leave your phone in another room. Want to eat clean? Don't bring junk food into the house. Willpower is limited, so make your environment work for you, not against you. And when the moment comes when laziness whispers in your ear, remember this: discipline is hard, but regret is harder. Choose the pain that leads to power, not the one that leads to punishment. Now, let's talk about something else that defines your destiny: your desire to keep learning. The world changes fast. Technology evolves. New skills are needed. If you stop learning, you stop growing. If you stop growing, you fall behind. Most people stop learning after school, but school was just the beginning. The real education is what you give yourself. Read every day, even just 10 pages. The average CEO reads a book a week. That's 52 books a year. Imagine how much wisdom you could gain from just one book a month. Learn new skills constantly. Listen to podcasts. Watch educational videos. Take online courses. You can learn anything today, for free or very little money. There's no excuse not to grow. Invest in your mind. It's the only asset that always appreciates in value. Now, ask yourself, are you growing, or are you standing still? And as you grow, you'll run into something that has killed more dreams than failure ever could: the fear of what others think. It's silent, It's subtle, but it's powerful. It makes people choose careers they hate just to make their parents happy. It makes them stay in toxic relationships so they won't be judged. It makes them hide their true selves, their true gifts, their true dreams. But let's be real. People will judge you no matter what you do. If you speak your truth, they'll call you arrogant. If you stay quiet, they'll say you're weak. If you fail, they'll laugh. If you succeed, they'll envy you. So stop trying to win their approval, because even when you win it, it never lasts. Start asking yourself the only question that matters. Am I living my truth? If not, change. If you're not dressing, speaking, dreaming, and living for you, then you're just wearing a mask. It's time to take it off. You were not born to be a copy. You were born to be a creator. Stop living their expectations. Start living your purpose. And when you do, the world will adjust. But to move forward fully, you need to make peace with your past. So many people live chained to old guilt, old mistakes, old pain. They keep staring at the past, like a driver who's only looking in the rearview mirror. And you know what happens then? You crash. But the past is not a prison. It's a teacher. It wasn't sent to destroy you, it was sent to prepare you. Take Alex, a man who once let alcohol destroy his marriage, his career, his connection with his children. For 10 years, he lived in shame. But when he finally made peace with himself, when he apologized, when he took responsibility not just for what he did, but for who he wanted to become, he found healing. He didn't erase his past. He redeemed it. That's what you can do too. Accept what happened. Don't deny it. Don't fake strength. Feel it. Process it. And then forgive. Not because what happened was okay, but because peace is more important than pain. Start a new chapter. The next page can be the most powerful part of your story. And when you write that next chapter, failure will meet you again. But this time, you'll greet it differently. Because now you know, failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of wisdom. Every successful person has failed some spectacularly. What separates them is what they did after. Think of Emily. She failed her medical entrance exam after studying harder than anyone else. It broke her, but it also rebuilt her. The second time around, she studied smarter, she rested more, she believed more, and she succeeded. Failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a mirror showing you what to change. Use it, study it, learn from it. Let it refine you, and while we're here, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting is fear in disguise. Waiting kills dreams more slowly than failure, but more completely. If you want to do something, do it now. Not perfectly, not fearlessly, but now. Start the walk, write the line, launch the idea, send the message. You don't need to see the full staircase. Just take the next step. You'll never be fully ready. The world won't pause for you to prepare, but action creates clarity. Courage grows in motion. So stop telling yourself, someday, because someday is not a day on the calendar. And finally, remember this. Ideas mean nothing without action. You can dream. You can visualize. You can talk, but if you don't do, you don't grow. The world rewards those who execute. Want to write a book? Write the first page. Want to launch a business? Research for 1 hour today. Want to change your body? Move today. Drink water today. Sleep early today. Every idea is a seed, but unless you plant it, unless you water it daily, it dies as a fantasy. People with average ideas and extraordinary discipline go further than people with brilliant ideas and no action. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait at all. Act now and watch your life change, not through theory but through motion. You've now heard 13 life-changing principles from the magic of thinking big. These aren't just tips, they're a wake-up call. They're a mirror, a challenge, a promise. You now hold in your hands the power to transform your life, not someday, but today. So go do the thing. Take the leap. Start the journey. Live the dream. And if this message spoke to you, if it lit a fire inside, you don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you subscribe to Mindset English. Because your journey doesn't end here. In fact, the next chapter is waiting, and we'll continue building it together.